Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli. Happy Independence Day. I'm getting out a little late, so probably by the time you see this, it might be the day after. A lot of thoughts on this holiday. Today is our country's 245th birthday, when we declared independence from the British on July 4th, 1776. Um, it's just, I don't know, I have a lot of mixed feelings about this day and how it's celebrated. I have a lot of mixed feelings about the flag, and let's talk about all of them. First of all, the fireworks. When I was a kid, probably in like middle school, high school, if you got your hands on an M80 or some bottle rockets, had fun with them, that was cool. I don't understand people and their penchant for fireworks these days. I mean, we have like locally, we have a guy literally across the street, and he's like on the next block, basically. So he's like a house and then some over, and he has like his own shows. I mean, they look like they're not like super fireworks that you see at like shows that you go to, like drive to. But this one is basically it's mini that, and it's really good, but it's I can't imagine it's sanctioned by the city or the town that we're in, and it's kind of disrespectful. I mean, at least he does his at 9 to 10 maybe, but then there were people last night letting off just bombs. They sounded like M80s or whatever the equivalent of those are now. They're just super loud at midnight, and it's like, why are you doing that? It's not New Year's. It's July 4th. You can do them when it's dark. You don't need to do them past 10, 11 o'clock. I mean, I don't get too bent out of shape about it, but man, I can imagine if I had a baby or if I was old and went to bed early like my parents do. It doesn't seem to bother them too much, but it is. There's just seems to be a disrespect that is an all-time high, and this is where I kind of go into my leftist rantings about capitalism rewarding greed and that fostering itself into our society, where um, rights are outweighing responsibilities or the caring for your fellow man. Um, just outright drag racing going on with super loud vehicles, souped up cars or motorcycles. It's like, hey, you want to do that during the day? Fine. Just don't run over anybody. And if you get caught speeding or driving recklessly, uh, you know, get your license pulled. Maybe who knows? But it just feels like the fireworks use of fireworks, or even people just shooting their guns in the air on New Year's Eve and July 4th. There's a disrespect there that kind of sucks, and I do think that's a component of living in a society that tells you go and you get yours at any cost. So there's that. Um, I, also, it's hard for me to watch all the patriotic displays of the American flag. Like our neighbors have one, they're perfectly nice people, but then that flag's been co opted by the right wing of this country, and it's kind of a bummer. Um, when I see the American flag uh, interwoven or waved alongside the Confederate flag and the Nazi flag, which I've seen that shit happens or happened last year, even into this year, during the insurrection. I mean, there weren't Nazi flags that saw at the insurrection, but there were American flags and Confederate flags and the "Don't Tread on Me" bullshit flag, because it's bullshit. It's a big lie that I have an issue with. On the other hand, July 4th, well, I just had my wonderful families over here, so it was really great. Yesterday we had a good get together. For us, it's a good size get together. It ends up 11 people. Me and my kids, my mom, my stepdad, my stepbrother Rusty was here, and his wife and his wonderful daughter Annika, who's 16, and then Logan. And so it's kind of cool. We had a baby boom in our family in 2004. I had myself and Dylan had Logan in October. In August, Andrew was born to my younger stepbrother and his wife, and then Annika was born in December. So we had three kids born like within 4.5 months of each other. So we had a little baby boom in this family in 2004. Now there are three 16-year-olds doing their thing, about to turn 17. But that was nice to have them here. Rusty and Elaine, my stepbrother and his wife, are on the right side of the fence. But it's nice because that's the beauty of this country and what we can do, and especially when you personally know people. I admit it. I went from being like kind of an average kid to a liberal adult to a leftist in my retirement years. It's what I am. I've seen the evidence that, you know, although capitalism works, it often doesn't work for the betterment of everybody. And so, I mean, it works, but who does it work for, right? It works for the people at the top, is who it works for. And that's why there's a stranglehold. And as I watch the planet catch fire, and the people at the top not give a shit, it just reaffirms my belief that capitalism is not a good system. Anyway, didn't want to go off on that, but yesterday was nice. We didn't get too into politics. I can tell when I talk about global warming, my stepbrother and his wife kind of go, eh. Like, if you don't want to believe it, you don't have to believe it. It's real and it's created by man. But that was something we didn't debate about. And then my half brother Sean brought his girlfriend, and her daughter eventually came over. So we had a dozen eventually. But you know, we got out the trivia cards and played trivia. We have really good, lively discussions for the most part, and it's nice. It's great. I mean, my love never will lessen for my stepbrother because he has more right-wing views than I do. There's no reason to. He's an amazing guy. I mentioned him on his birthday back on March 10th. So I was around episode 70 or so. And his wife Elaine's an amazing lady, and Annika's also an amazing kid. They homeschooled her for the most part. I think she goes to a different school now. I think she goes to high school of some sort or some specialized school. She's super smart, super great kid. You know, just I couldn't be any more proud of her than I am my own kid. She's just an amazing girl. Andrew, I don't know as much. I don't really get to see him, but I don't know. This is turning into more about my family than July 4th. I do like fireworks displays. I think they're amazing. Like I say, I just wish people would be more considerate of each other, especially knowing how many people have PTSD issues. How the dogs and cats don't do well with these fireworks oftentimes. I will say last night, I was expecting to hear a lot of dogs howling due to all the fireworks that were going off. It wasn't that bad, so I don't know. Maybe the dog thing is exaggerated, but I just do. I think, you know, if it's after 11, cool it. You've had 2 hours of darkness to do your thing and have your fun. And even though it was a Saturday night, I understand that, but still, I mean, I don't think 11 is that unreasonable. Even when I was young, I was like, okay, you know, I don't need to be lighting off fireworks at midnight except on New Year's Eve. So there's that. Like I said, the co-opting of the flag is bothersome. I mean, it feels like as a leftist, and I think a lot of people would agree with me, my liberal and leftist friends would feel like we don't feel like we can wave that flag because other people can get the wrong idea, because so-called patriots on the right side of the fence wave that flag alongside other horrible flags that we actually defeated with that flag. So, you know, the Confederates were beaten by the Stars and Stripes, not the Stars and Bars were beaten by the Stars and Stripes. We helped defeat the Nazis in 1945. So it is weird when I see those flags brought together, and it's bothersome. You know, I don't have too much else to say, but I can probably kill 10 minutes. One of my favorite bicentennials, or it was the only bicentennial. One of my favorite July 4th was the bicentennial in 1976. Jeez, John. But I liked it a lot because I got to participate in our when I'm back home. They pulled me back in like the mafia. You know, here in Wheat Ridge we have a parade called the Carnation Festival. And I got to participate in that as a Cub Scout. So I was like 9 years old, not even yet. I guess I was 8 still. I wasn't 9 yet. And me and some friends, and I should find the picture of it if I can. We got to have a little part in the parade. It was our little den. I think it was just our den. Cub Scouts, you know, there's a pack, which is like all the kids, and then there are little dens, because they usually have dens of anywhere from, I think, 4 to 6 kids. And my mom was den mother for a while, but that was a lot of fun. I remember the fireworks display for Bicentennial was amazing. I saw a couple of them, and we also inherited a cat, shockingly. If you guys have heard about my mother and her penchant for rescuing cats, and the amount of cats we have had sometimes in my past, it's no surprise that we inherited a cat. These people, we were visiting them during the fireworks display. They were friends of friends. I don't remember them very well because I was only 8, 9 years old, and they had a little kitten, and they weren't treating it well. I mean, this kitten was shitting all over. It wasn't really the cat's fault. They just didn't give a shit. They just expected the cat to train itself. And we ended up with her, and that's the cat I affectionately knew as Gimpy. because my friend ended up breaking her leg because he was a dumbass playing with her wrong. But she ended up being my best cat. And in my high school years, she would sleep with me, and she was amazing. Great cat. So, I don't know. But those are some of my memories and thoughts on Independence Day. I hope you're having a great one. I had a good one yesterday. Mine was basically celebrated on the 3rd, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.